Let's go check some Instagram. Hey, I wonder if I have any new messages. What the? Create something out of this pose. Link me and everybody that wants to participate to it, and let's have some fun drawing together. We can't wait to see what you create. Well, Kai? Challenge accepted. Hoorah! Okay, yeah, the intro is totally staged. I mean, when you have a new message, it's usually like a red bubble next to the arrow thing, and I was literally considering photoshopping a little red bubble to even fake it even better, and I was like, I'm faking it. Why should I lie about it? So anyway, a few days ago, I was tagged by someone on Instagram named Kai. He tagged me to participate in his Instagram Stickman challenge, where he drew this stick figure and challenged us to make something out of it. And I wasn't sure if I was going to have time to do it, but then once I looked at that stick figure for a few minutes, I was like, and then I just had to do it. I just had to do it. The possibility of it had to be made. I had to make it a reality. So anyway, I will have his Instagram link down in the description box because this video is really thanks to him. I would have never done this video if it wasn't for getting tagged to participate in his challenge. So go check him out. By the time this video goes up, there's probably like past the deadline. You probably can't participate in it anymore because I'm pretty sure the deadline was the 28th. So sorry about that. But anyway. So what I saw pretty early on when I looked at this stick figure was someone creeping, like kind of, tiptoeing and reaching to get something. And then I was like, what they're getting? And I'm like, oh, the cookies, obviously. Who sneaks around and to get stuff like that? Obviously, someone who's getting cookies, who shouldn't be getting cookies, right? So once I thought about this idea of a guy reaching to get some cookies, I started drawing it out, and then I thought, wouldn't it be even funnier if he got caught red-handed with his hand in the cookie jar and just totally busted. And so I ended up drawing another character, his spouse, who is walking in and like, what the hell are you doing? And he's like, oh, there's really nothing he can do about it. I mean, he's beyond the point of excuses. I mean, it's just you can't get out of that. So when it came to actually drawing it, I was a little pressed for time, so I didn't really put like a whole lot of effort into it, especially into the background. I mean, I just completely winged the background using straight line tools and circle tools and whatever, and the perspective is probably pretty off. I just kind of eyeballed it and whatever. But it was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed drawing the expressions, even though I kind of struggled actually drawing the lady's expression. Like, it kept on coming out either like too angry or too in awe, like too surprised. Like, I had to be something in between where she's like surprised and angry at the same time. But the guy's expression, that was that was a good one. It kind of just happened the first time, and I was like, oh, that's pretty good. I mean, I did have to like erase his mouth and redraw it, but other than that, I liked how his expression came out. The overall style that I was going for was kind of like a comic book panel. It's interesting, I never actually really showed you guys my style of drawing comics or manga, whatever. And so this is kind of like a taste, I guess, of the kind of style you would see when I do make my graphic novel. Except this one is sloppier. And also the lines are very thick in this one. Because I was being sloppy, so I just kind of went with the heavier line weight. I don't know why, but I just feel like when you use heavier line weight, it's easier to like, I don't know what I'm talking about. Either way, yeah, so everything is in monochrome because I didn't have the time to do it in color, because color would take a lot longer to do, so I did it in monochrome. And the way I do monochrome is I just always use black. Like, I just use black with the pen tool, and I just make a bunch of different layers that are set at different opacities. That gives me varying shades of gray. That way I don't actually have to like color pick every single shade of gray. I can just always use black, and I can go back between the layers without having to switch colors. I'm just always using black. This is the way that I kind of plan to make my graphic novel in. This specific picture looks a bit more cartoony than my normal style. And again, it's kind of simple and not a whole lot of effort was put into that background. But yeah, as for the shading style and whatever, this is kind of like what a panel would look like. Because I just kind of like, I really like comic books that have shading in it, and it's kind of interesting because I am very influenced by manga and anime, and if you've seen manga, they tend to not have a whole lot of gray tone shading. Like they use screen tones and stuff, but it's usually pretty flat. Everything is more into the hatching and cross hatching, and it's really mostly black and white with not a whole lot of gray. There's actually a reason for that. It goes back to like the traditional way of making manga back in the day, and they didn't have a lot of like, and there's a truck going by. And something to do with like the printing and whatever, so they made screen tone that were just basically black dots that were spaced apart or whatever to make it look like it's gray and so forth. But for my graphic novel, I am probably going to do it more like this with lots of gray tone shading, because why not? You know, I don't know. I've never been one to be really into like, you know, the traditional way of doing things, the traditional way of making things. I'm like, we have the tools now, we have the printing ability, why not use it, right? So, and, you know, not to say I'm against anyone who is, you know, trying to keep the tradition alive. I have all the respect to you for doing that. You know, for future generations, we'll still be able to see, you know, the original way of people making manga, you know, using traditional screen tone and cutting it and stuff like that. I think that is an art in itself, but me personally, probably not going to do that, you know, so sorry about that. Not to mention, I am planning on making my quote-unquote manga graphic novel read from left to right, so that's not even, you know, that's not a manga, I guess, but I mean, that's like a whole discussion for like a whole nother video about the whole reading left to right to left thing, so we'll just leave it at that for now. Let's get back to this drawing. So yeah, this drawing was a lot of fun. I was a bit lazy with it, but it was fun. And one thing that I noticed only after making it was that there is a bit of a paradox going on, because there is a window that is showing the outside, and the lady is walking in from the same place, but she's not walking in from outside. She's walking in from like the living room, so how does that work? But I don't know, maybe their house is built like that, like weird, maybe. There you go, it works, whatever. She's coming in through a portal, there you go. So once again, thank you to Kai something something, because I can't pronounce your last name, I'm so sorry. And yeah, thank you for tagging me into this challenge. It was a lot of fun to do, and it provided a good subject for a video. Yay! And yeah, so I'll have the link to his Instagram and his channel. He has a channel in the description box. You guys can go and check him out. And yeah. Thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up and tell me in the comments. And if you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss out on upcoming videos. I make new videos every week. If you want to follow me on social media, all the links are in the description box, where you can follow me for daily updates. And until next time, stay awesome, stay inspired, always. See ya! Oh look, a Zaccura video that's under 10 minutes.